Hi Math 8 students, today we're going to continue solving equations involving squares and cubes. So starting with this first one, we have half x all squared minus 3x equals 7x plus 16 minus 10x. So on the left side, I want to get rid of those parentheses. So we have to do half x squared. Now remember, when you're squaring something, you're multiplying that whole number by itself. So this is telling us to do half x times half x. Now, a half times a half is 1 times 1, which stays as 1, and 2 times 2, which is 4. And then x times x is x squared minus the 3x equals. On the opposite side, I can put together the 7x and the negative 10x, which gives me negative 3x plus 16. Now, like we saw the other day, we can now add 3x to both sides to make this equation a lot simpler. That cancels both of them out, leaving us with 1/4 x squared equals 16. Now, to get rid of the fraction, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of 1/4, which is 4. That cancels this out. So we get x squared equals 64. And we take the square root, and remember that the square root of any number has two answers, its principal square root and its opposite. So it's positive and negative 8. All right, let's try another. Number 2. Here, again, we have parentheses on both sides, so we're going to start by distributing x on the left and 4 on the right. This gives us 12x plus x squared minus 4x equals 8x plus 100. Now we can combine like terms, so we can put together 12x and negative 4x, which gives us x squared plus 8x equals 8x plus 100. Now, again, we see positive 8x on both sides. So if I subtract 8x, that makes this whole equation a lot simpler to solve. So we've got x squared equals 100. Last, we take the square root. And remember that all square roots have two answers, the principal square root and its opposite. So the answer is plus and minus, or positive and negative 10. All right, let's continue. Number 3. Whoa, that looks a little scary, but we can do it. It's just very important to be neat and make sure that you're bringing down all of the terms as you're working. So we start by distributing 2x squared and distributing negative 3x on both sides. All right, so we have 2x squared times x is 2x cubed minus 2x squared times negative 8 is negative 16x squared plus 18x equals negative 3x times 5x is negative 15x squared. Negative 3x times negative 6 is negative 18, or positive 18x rather, minus x squared plus 250. Okay, so now we want to combine like terms on opposite sides to make this simpler. So we can put together the negative 15x squared and the negative x squared to make this a little bit easier to solve. So that's going to bring down 2x cubed minus 16x squared plus 18x equals negative 15x squared and negative x squared, which is negative 16x squared plus 18x plus 250. So now if I add 16x squared to both sides, that will cancel out and leave me with 2x cubed plus 18x equals 18x plus 250. Now I can subtract 18x from both sides, making both of the 18x's cancel out, and I'm left with 2x cubed equals 250. Next, divide by 2, and x cubed equals half of 250, which is 125. And last, we take the cube root, which gives me x equals 5. And keep in mind again that a cube root only has one answer. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. Negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5 would be negative 125. So again, square roots have two answers, cube roots only one. In this case, our solution is positive 5. All right, let's see if we've got more. Yep, you lucky guys get to do another one with me before trying anything on your own. So in this case, again, we have distributing on both sides. On the left, we're going to distribute the 1/4 x, and on the right, the 3/4 x. By distributing, we get 1/4 of 32, which is 8, and x times x, which is x squared, minus 1/4 of 20, which is 5, keep the x, plus 49, equals 3/4 of 12. We do 12 divided by 4, which is 3 times 3 is 9. And then x times x is x squared. Then 3/4 of 20 is 20 divided by 4, which is 5 times 3, which is 15. Keep the x, plus 10x. Okay, then we simplify both sides if we can, which on the left-hand side, there's nothing that can be put together. But on the right, we can put together the 15x and the positive 10x. So we get 8x squared minus 5x plus 49 equals 9x squared minus 5x, because negative 15x plus 10x is negative 5x. Then we see on the opposite sides negative 5x on both, so we can add 5x to both sides, which cancels those out, leaving us with 8x squared plus 49 equals 9x squared. Then we can subtract 8x squared from both sides. So 49 equals 1x squared. So our last step is to take the square root. And as a reminder, every square root has two answers. It's positive and negative 7, because the square root of 49 is 7. Done. All right, so these aren't too bad. Yes, they are time consuming, and you have to really be careful not to miss anything, but I think you guys can handle these. So you're going to try 5 and 6 on your own. Be careful, be neat, keep your work organized, and I'll be around to help you out. Good luck.